Coronavirus with business coach Liz McKeon, and this session is supported by Disicide, distributed by Hair Tools, which we're very excited about, because if you purchase Disicide, you can email Hair Tools to get a certificate to display in your salon. And this will show clients you're using hospital grade disinfectant, and the brand will also be launching a hygiene course to protect your salon staff and clients in the near future, which I'm sure we'll all agree is more important than ever. And you can click the link in our comments for more information. We've got a website there that you can click. So hello there, Liz, and welcome to this morning's session. I have a feeling it's going to be a busy one.
Good. I hope so. That's what Monday mornings are for. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me.
We are thrilled to have you. So I guess based on the fact that this session is all about how to install confidence in clients post-coronavirus, post-lockdown, should we start with what you see as that confidence for clients in the salon?
Yes, and bear with me, I wrote this out so I wouldn't forget. The definition of confidence is the feeling or belief that we can have faith in or rely on someone or something. So clearly your clients had lots of confidence in you before this situation happened.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely no reason in the world for them not to have confidence in you again. So it's we can't get distracted by the things we're not in control of. We must figure out, what am I in control of? Stay in control of it. And that confidence is so, so important, because we need short-term plans for whenever, we're able to open our doors again. So we need short-term plans, and that's not going to be the problem, because you're going to have such an influx of clients. But you also need to think about what your long-term plan is and your long-term strategy. Now, if you open your doors and you're flapping all over the place, then you're going to lose the confidence that your clients had in you previously, and it won't be the situation that will cause your business difficulties. It will be how you manage it. So that confidence, that C word, that confidence, is to get back in the driving seat and be the best business manager that you can possibly be, and make sure that your clients have confidence in you, you know what you're doing, and that your team around you are so impressed by how you take care of them that you can just go forward with your business. And sooner or later this has to end, and we move forward into a whole new start for your business.
Definitely. And before we carry on, Liz, I'm just going to remind everyone watching that you are more than welcome to pose questions to Liz, and we'll get through as many of them as we can during this session. And we are fully aware that there was the big statement from Boris Johnson last night, so we're sure a few of you will want to discuss that during the session as well. But yeah, feel free to pose questions. But I think the idea of this conversation with Liz is something that no matter when salons do reopen, you will ensure that you have confidence in yourself, in your team, and in your clients as well.
Absolutely. And we've just got to move on and live with the uncertainty of current times.
Yeah, definitely. So from a first standing point, what could a salon owner, or indeed a salon team member, do right now to start making sure they have got that confidence in place before salons do reopen?
Well, I know, and rightly so, health and safety, what to invest in, how to change your salon environment around, what PPE to buy for your team and for your clients and for yourself, is really critical. And health and safety has always been important in salons. It's even more important now. It's so important, and I hate saying this, but if nobody wants a fatality on their hands. This is really critical. And in my workshops, for those of you who come to my workshops, I talk quite a bit about your internal and your external team. Your internal team being the people that you employ. But your external team, you cannot run your business without an external team. And that could be your insurance company, your accountant who looks after all your compliance and keeps you out of jail, your bookkeeper, your digital marketing company. So we're stylists, we're therapists. We're not we're not experts in all the business categories that we need to be. Therefore, it's really important that you hire and you pay for the right external suppliers to your company. And I am now putting health and safety expertise in that critical category. I know this is not a time to waste money. I know it's not a time to spend money that you do not have, but we are not health and safety qualified. We are not experts in that field. And I am seriously suggesting that you do whatever courses you can in relation to health and safety, but I am suggesting that you get somebody, an expert with a health and safety background, to actually help you with your health and safety risk assessment, so that you can open your door and know that you have everything in place for your business that you need, so then you can get on with the business of running your business. This will also instill great confidence in your team, because included in that will be health and safety training, your health and safety statements. Therefore, your team will know you have their best interests at heart. You communicate that to your clients, and then you move on with the business of being the outstanding salon that you are, and getting your clients back on board for the long haul.
Definitely. And obviously this session is supported by Disicide by Hair Tools, and even something like being able to get a certificate when you've completed a course that they'll be putting together on health and safety, that's all about encouraging confidence in your clients as well, to have something to put on the door, isn't it?
Yes.
And I know the National Hair and Beauty Federation, the NHBF, they're working with the government to get a set of kind of official guidelines in terms of health and safety. But like what you're saying, speaking to a professional is definitely useful, because it can't all just be hearsay, can it? You have to kind of know what you're dealing with.
Completely, and everybody has a different environment. So I'm getting like random questions from people like, Liz, should I open my reception or not? I don't know. I've never been in your salon. I can't help you with that. So I think you actually do need somebody, from one of the companies, or if your HR company would probably have a health and safety part division to it as well. You've got to not. It's that fine line, isn't it? You've got to attend to this, but you can't get lost in it. Because if you get lost in it, then you can't attend to the business of running your business. So my advice to everybody is, find out what you need to do. You have the time now. Invest in the training and in the PPE that you need, the changes that you need to make to your salon. Get the professional advice on that. Attend to it. Now move on to your business.
Definitely. We are starting to get questions coming in now, Liz, and as expected, we have got one about Nicola Cameron has said, what about the latest announcement for opening in July? So just to quickly explain, obviously Boris Johnson did his statement last night, and then Dominic Raab told Sky News this morning that hair salons, he feels hair salons will be sitting in the third phase, which would be anything from the 4th of July onwards, and that's where the pubs and restaurants come into it. So I guess that's the most up-to-date information. I'm not quite sure what your question is there, Nicola Cameron, but you're saying, what about the latest announcement for opening in July? And that's the most up-to-date information I think any of us have at the moment. It's just that we've got that statement this morning now saying 4th of July. So just in case anyone hasn't seen that, just to clear that one up. And then Alison Clara said, I'm a mobile hairdresser. Will guidelines for me be any different?
I would say guidelines are going to be different for everybody, because everybody has a different physical environment. And I've been asked this quite a bit. I run a salon from my home. I'm mobile. What do I do? I'm saying the same thing applies to you. Go and get the professional help and do as instructed from them. So your risk assessment still needs to be carried out, whether you're mobile, whether you work from home, or whether you run a really, really big salon. There's too many elements to it for us to try and figure out by ourselves. You need the help.
Definitely. And then Kim Millam has said, do you think we should all have tests before we go back, and our clients? We won't know if anyone's carrying them. If not, that's what Kim's saying.
I know it's really tough with salons. That we can't, other businesses or other categories of businesses are allowed to open straight away. But what's our strong point is also our weak point. It is very difficult to carry out services in a salon and abide by social distancing as well. Therefore, we've got to be in the later phases of reopening, whether we like it or not. And it could be the 4th of July, but maybe it'll be a little bit later. We don't know. And we've got to learn to live with the uncertainty of it all. And that's what we have been doing. And it is very, it's very difficult. Therefore, I think things like attending to yourself and looking after yourself and understanding that you are the driving force, you are the engine behind your business, and you must attend to your physical, your mental, and your emotional well-being. and this is hard when the goalposts keep changing, but we've got to learn to live with the uncertainty of it. Um, it's one of those things, are on the side of caution, I would be saying, and just be, every precaution you can take, you take. Yeah.
Fantastic. And then Wendy Webster has said, where should she go to get help for risk assessments?
You can certainly come onto my website, lizmckeon.com, onto my blog section, and normally I'm very I'm very careful about my blogs, and I'm normally the only person who writes them. However, I have made an exception for this, and on the blog section of my website, I did get Peninsula Health and Safety. They wrote the blog in relation to health and safety requirements in terms of reopening, and at the bottom of that blog, so please go to that blog, it's just about a page long, and at the end of that I have a phone number and an email for Avril, so just contact her and she will set up a risk assessment consultant for you. So it's there, just go onto my website.
Definitely. And then Gemma Milligan has said, when will we be told officially about PPE we will need to put in place for when we are ready to reopen? Liz, do you want me to just quickly, just on this one,
please, yeah,
just say that the NHBF are in talks with the government, as are the Hair and Barber Council and all of the big leading organisations within the professional hairdressing industry in the UK. So and HJ will let you know as soon as we know anything in terms of the official rules for what PPE will be needed. So just keep your eye on the ball on all of the organisations' websites. HJ, we're really trying to be up to speed with keeping you up to date on everything as well. So just keep watching this space. We haven't got any official information on the specific PPE yet. And then, oh yeah, you go, Liz.
Sorry, can I just add to that, Laura?
Yeah.
I know it's hard, and everybody is sort of in a panic at the moment. I think just if you can, just bear with your governing bodies, because this PPE is not cheap, and
No.
wait and get the right guidelines and be told the right, wait until you're told of the right suppliers to go to, because already so many salons. I had one salon last week and she wasted £2,000
Wow.
and arrived. It
Yeah.
isn't even suitable. So please, I think really stay working on your business, but until you have the definite guidelines on this, do not invest in PPE until you're told the right companies exactly what you need, and then spend. You don't have money to waste at the moment.
No,
And it's only going to upset you more if the wrong material comes.
Definitely, that's great advice. And I think that also answers Sabrina Robinson's question, where she said, where can we buy PPE for salons from in trusted sites? But I think that taps into what you're saying, Liz. Maybe now's not the time to be kind of creating your own expert guesses. It's better to wait and get the official
get the official guidelines from your governing bodies, and work with those suppliers, because then at least you have a comeback.
Yeah, definitely. And can Jasmine Leanne Newton has said, can employees do the risk assessment, or is that just for employers?
It's too serious. We're not qualified to do risk assessments. You can have a stab at it, but what do you do when something goes wrong? It's fine to do it, but we don't know what's going to happen 6 months, 12 months down the road. I've been thinking about this, and I think, wouldn't it be great in 5 years' time, we look back at this time and say, it was very strange, it was very peculiar, but we survived it, and you will survive it, and you will rise. We will all, rise again. We will all get back to our businesses. I would much rather be able to look back in 3, 4, 5 years' time and say, yeah, that was very peculiar, that was very odd. Do you remember that? When we meet at Christmas, Laura, we say, like, well, remember that a few years ago? But didn't we do well? And we're still in business and we still survived. I do not want to be the person that's looking back and has to live with it forever for the rest of my life. I didn't do it right, and therefore there were tragedies. It's too serious. Get the help with the risk assessments.
Definitely.
You just have to.
Yeah. And that's an investment worth making, isn't it? To make sure you get the professional advice on what to do.
We've all got to live with ourselves. We've got to be able to look in the mirror and look at yourself. Cut corners now, and you will pay the price for it.
Definitely. Jackie McBride has said, is there going to be some kind of safety pamphlet sent to all salon owners giving us full safety guidelines for staff and clients? Yeah, I know the NHBF are in talks with the government to help put together information on safety guidelines that can be used across the board. And at HJ, we're sort of starting to compile a rough outline of things to start thinking about as well. So yeah, just watch this space on that front, I think.
Yeah, wait for that information and follow all that information. Don't start trying to make it up yourself. It's too difficult.
Shall we maybe shout, because obviously everyone's talking about the more specifics, which obviously we don't necessarily have answers to yet. From your point of view, Liz, what should everyone watching, what should they be doing? What can they be doing at the moment to start making sure that they've got everything, all their ducks in a row and everything lined up?
Yeah, because July might seem like a long way away. But you know what, it's going to come around very quickly. And even if the date changes, you know, at least we have something to work towards now.
Yeah.
And I suppose I'm back to where I was at the very start of all this, when I was saying to people, like, now is the time to work on your business. Don't in September or October be saying to yourself, I wish I had made more use of that time. That would be just awful to do to yourself. We have this time. So now is the time to work on your business, not just in it. Obviously, we can't work in it. So yeah, now is the time to get ready. So I suppose the first thing I would be saying is, now let's have a look at your marketing. Without a doubt, history has continually shown down through the centuries that any time there's an economic downturn, the companies that survive are the companies who stay marketing. So your business is closed, but you must stay marketing. You must stay in front of your clients. Now, unless you have an online shop, you're closed for services. So I'm certainly not saying stay in front of your clients by trying to sell them services now. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying stay in front of your clients with knowledge, with information, with just like, hello, how are you? That sort of interaction. Because if you don't stay in front of your clients, the message that you're giving out is, well, she only talks to me whenever she's open for business. So she's really only interested in me when I'm giving her money.
Definitely. What would you say?
To your clients? Yeah.
What would you say is the best way to market during this time, to reach out to your clients? What would be the methods that you would recommend at the moment?
Well, I think first of all, it's giving you an opportunity to tidy up your marketing. So if your database might need to be tidied up. There might be your website might need to be cleaned up and tidied up. You're probably working with software systems that actually have a marketing function on them. You may not know how to use this, so you can invest in training on that. You might need to improve your social media platforms as well. So I would suggest, take a day, a half day, look at all your marketing activities and see where you need to improve, tidy up, learn a little bit more, perhaps put a marketing plan in place. I think stay in front of your clients whatever way you can. So I met somebody last week, a neighbour, and she said, "Oh, I'm so excited. The girl who normally does my eyebrows just sent me a text message to say hello. How are you okay? I'm thinking about you." So it could be something that small. I definitely think newsletters should be going out every fortnight with lots of knowledge and information. You really are experts at what you do. So why not give clients information about how to take care of their hair at home and what they should be doing and all that sort of thing? So definitely, I would say a newsletter at least once a fortnight, if not once a week. If you were in the habit of texting your clients, text them again, but it's just a hello, how are you text. And certainly on social media, stay with them all the time. And I also think if you're working with hair tools and you do their course, put your certs up and let them see. So start instilling that confidence in them now that you're getting ready.
Definitely. We've got a great question actually related to that, Liz, from Kelly, who says that she's been keeping in contact with clients through social media and all of her clients are being supportive. However, the feeling of desperation from them is starting to get greater now, as you can imagine. She's sent cards, she's emailed them, she's phoned them. She's not quite sure what else she can do. Do you have any suggestions for how to help clients who are feeling desperate? And obviously we do not want them to do anything stupid while they're at home.
Well, isn't that just fantastic? And to me, it's and I say it all the time in my courses. I hope this is really proving to people just how important you are in their lives. And sometimes, in the salon, you totally underestimate that. You're critical in people's lives, and all right, they want their hair done, but actually they're also craving connection at the moment. As human beings, we need connection. and that's all missing at the moment. So if you are in touch with them and they're loving it, keep that up and actually increase it. Just become a master marketer at the moment and stay in front of your clients, because you've got to ring fence them. You've got to be the number one priority when this is over. Now, if you stay in touch with them and understand just how important you are. As you know, I'm based in Ireland, and our open date is the 20th of July, and I'm seeing quite a lot going on since that date was announced. The reassurance that I'm noticing on social media that's giving clients the most reassurance is posts that are saying things like, can't wait to be back. It will be a while now. We have our health and safety sorted out. However, if you want any home care products and you're not sure how to use them, come on this little webinar with us and we'll teach you how to do that. So the effective posting and marketing that I'm seeing is just like, we're getting sorted. In the meantime, this is how we're going to take care of you. I'm seeing some salons, giving times, I'm open between 10 and 12 for phone calls. I'm in reception between 10 and 12 on certain days, on certain times. If you want any home care products, let me know what you want and I'll have them there ready for you. So whatever you can do for them, keep doing it. Just stay with them. And I hope this is really, really proving to everybody just how important you are.
How valued hairdressers are. I'm just going to group these questions together, Liz. They're all financial questions, and I don't think we'll necessarily be able to go into the details of these or be able to help very much. So I'm just going to address them. So Dora Tremont has said, any update on financial support beyond June the 1st? Lorraine, another one that's to do with the finance. Jerry Benz has said, should I stop my unemployment benefits? And then Dora Tremont has also said, what about the self-employed? We haven't had any money yet, and when we do, it's only until June. I don't know if you want to go into any detail on those ones, Liz, but
I think it's back to, get the right help. I think, if you're not in touch with your accountant, call them and ask them to make these inquiries on your behalf. The paperwork I think we've got to accept is, it's tough to get through because it's there. They're not entrepreneurs, they're bureaucrats, they're politicians. They're putting this out, so it's very tough to wade through it. It's also scary and it's a little bit isolating, and you need hand holding with this. You use your accountant for compliance. You are good. You are a good. You are a good customer to your accountants. Ask them for the help. Ring them, call them. I'm confused. I'm not sure about this. Will you go and find out for me? Come back and tell me. It's a phone call.
Fantastic. And I would say the NHBF in the UK have been fantastic for offering advice for members and for non-members. And so do check out their website and look at all of their available resources. And if you're a member, obviously do get in touch with them as well. And we did have the small business bounce back style loans. They launched a week or so ago now. So if you are self-employed, it might well be worth looking into those as well.
I think get your applications in. You may not need the money, but whatever money is there, take it, because it just gives you a level of comfort and a level of support. I think it's also worth noting, you're very sociable people. You work, in a very creative environment, so it's very off-putting and almost upsetting to be at home on your own and this isolation. So I think whatever friends you have in the industry, I think it's worth setting up little calls and keeping in touch with one another, and that everybody supports everybody else, because it can feel like you're on your own, but you're actually not.
Exactly. We've got a lovely comment actually, Liz, from Adriana. And she said, trust me, your clients will come back if you're proactive with health and safety. We are seeing this in Australia. So she's obviously tuning in from Australia. Keep your social media up and keep your clients in the loop. And obviously Australia are a bit further down the line than us. So that's great to see. And also we've got quite a few comments about the risk assessments, Liz. I don't know if you have any websites that you'd be able to share with us, and we can make sure we post those in our comments as well. Any links for good places to go to help people with risk assessments?
Just go on. I should have. Look, I'll give it to you afterwards. Just go onto the blog on my website. All the details are there. So it's lizmckeon.com on the health and safety blog. Laura, if you can find that.
Perfect. I'm just going to share that so that we can put that up onto the Facebook stream as well. Fantastic.
So there's actually a phone number and contact details there. So Avril is the person to contact. So just contact her, phone her. Any problems, just come on to me, and she'll point you in the right direction.
Brilliant. And Daniel Cox has said that she's a small salon with a big team. Do you think she should be starting to think about how she's going to separate out hours for clients when everyone's allowed back? Is that something she should be starting to plan out, how that's all going to work now?
Yes, but I would see that as part of the risk assessment. And also, I think with the biggest team, I do think you need to contact your HR company, because last week I've been getting quite a lot of questions about rotas, rosters, overtime, staff training, training during the downtime or during the lockdown. So again, if you have a HR company on your external team, I think you need to talk to them about requirements around staffing.
Fantastic. Brilliant. We also had someone, Esther Naomi Francis, said, why is there not being more done about the Backstreet hairdresser?
I'm actually, yeah, I actually got a call from a few salon owners last week who were annoyed that their staff wouldn't come in to mix the color to give out to customers. I don't think teams should be managing owners in relation to things like that. You know, our industry has always had an issue with the Backstreet hair salon. This is just adding another dimension to it. And I think, it is going to have to be dealt with now. It's always had an impact on salons and on salon owners. And I think, just do not do it. I'm only responsible for me. I'm not responsible for anybody else.
No.
Do not do it, because apart from the fact that you could cause a fatality or whatever, you're leaving the rest of us in lockdown even longer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's absolutely criminal, and you've got to say no to your clients, and you've just got to say you have to say no. It has to stop.
We've got Kelly has said she's been doing home pamper packs for people, which include hair masks, brightening face sheets, etc. And her insurance covers the pamper pack. She would like to offer base color packs to long-term clients, but she's not sure if that's a good idea.
I think you've got to, again, contact the experts on this, contact your insurance company. Do not take any risks on anything like this. Clients have up to 4 years to sue. You do something wrong with colour now, it's going to come back.
Exactly.
It will come back to you. Yeah.
Fantastic. And then
do not take any chances.
Another Kelly, this one's Kelly Marie Smith, and she said, can you sell retail if you're on furlough? I didn't think you could bring money into your business if furloughed.
Again, I think check everything. Don't do anything without checking. Yeah.
I think that's great advice. And just while we're wrapping up then, Liz, I guess what would be your kind of tips for creating a steady recovery path for when salons do reopen, and for ensuring all those clients come back safely and well and there's no issues?
I think now is the time to get your ducks in a row and start focusing on your business. And I think we've spoken about this before, Laura. Now is the time. The things that were getting on your nerves, that were holding you back, sort all of that out now. I think it's very important that you have a long-term financial strategy in place. That we've lost the money. Whatever is lost is lost. It's not coming back. So it's like a whole new, fresh start. So I think you get check your pricing, make sure you're happy with that. If possible, work with your team so that they're absolutely firing on all cylinders, that you've got your goals, your targets in place, and everybody knows where they stand. Revisit your customer service journey and make sure that you absolutely wow your clients, not just in your commitment to health and safety, but in your commitment to getting their hair right and get them back on their plans, and looking after them, that they're that you have your retail there to sell, that your stock is all right. It's almost like it's like starting your business off all over again. So you have a big long tick list, and make sure everything is as good as it can possibly be for every single client, and accept that this is going to be the survival of the fittest, and make sure that you are out there and absolutely ready to give every client everything that you have. People gravitate towards people who are positive, and people will always want to give you money and to buy from you if you approach things like, how can I help? So you've got to be at your best. How can I help? Be really positive in yourself, and work with your suppliers, and work with your team. How can we make this the very, very, very best experience for our clients when they come back, so that they help our long-term financial recovery? Because that has got to tie in with every single client having a financial positive impact on your bottom line.
Fantastic. And when we've spoken before, Liz, we've spoken about refreshing your services menu, kind of all those different things that you can start doing before we get the answers on specific PPE and all of that, which we don't know the specifics for yet. That's all things you can be doing.
You know, when I work with business owners, I always have my flip chart at the hand, and I always write, one thing I was trying to tell me everything that's getting on your nerves. Now, this is the normal course of events, and I put this big long list on my flip chart, everything that's getting on your nerves about your salon. So, like, what are the things that annoy you? What are the things that bug you? They're generally things that actually impact on your bottom line. Put that list together, and over the coming weeks, work your way through it. All those things, little things, and they're always little things, but when I put them together on the board in a big long list, it's quite a lot. So just eliminate that list. Nothing's getting on your nerves when you open. Nothing. Just get going.
I don't know what you think about this, Liz, but could a good way to communicate with clients at this time and also help to improve your business be to create a little survey monkey with clients and ask them, what would you like to see in the salon moving forwards? What services would you like us to do? And get their feedback on everything.
And that's making me feel even more important. That's making me feel like I am part of your business. I really have to reiterate just how important you are. I bumped into, I live near the sea, and I bumped into my hairdresser, the lady who owns the hair salon I go to on the beach. And I didn't even say like hello or anything. I was just like, I don't care whether it's the day or the night, whatever. Just text me an appointment. It wasn't even a call to make. Just text me when you can fit me in. That'll be fine. And a survey has been done to find out, where people want to go first when the lockdown is over. Salons are first, restaurants are second, pubs are third. So obviously we can't go to the restaurant never for hair. So you are top of people's agendas. You are the number one place, and you've got to be ready for this influx that's coming, because it's coming.
And if you Google it this morning, obviously since Dominic Raab has said that on Sky News this morning, if you put that into Google, all of the big news outlets, they've all got that as their story at the moment, because they know how much people love hair salons, they love pubs, they love restaurants. As you say, they're the key things, aren't they? But at least,
I mean, you're so lucky, because you're in a recession-proof industry. I know it's tough being closed, but you are recession-proof. Doesn't get any better than that.
No. So as you say, now is the time to start thinking about how you can boost that confidence in yourself and for your clients as well.
Yeah. So you're going to be very busy. So get ready for it. Yeah.
Brilliant. And as we discussed, I know a lot of people have been asking us about PPE and about when salons will be coming back, etc., etc. Do follow HJ's website. Do check out the organisations such as the NHBF and the Hair and Barber Council and all the other amazing organisations, and do check out Liz McKeon's website for all of the info. And obviously do as well check out Disicide, distributed by Hair Tools, the link at the top of this, the comments, to find out how you can make sure you've got hospital grade disinfectant for your salon once we're all up and running. I think it's going to be very much in demand, isn't it, that kind of thing?
It will set a new precedent, and there will be a standard now for health and safety going forward that salons will never drop below again, and that has to be a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a positive thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, the vibe is I think everyone's really enjoyed the session and got a lot from it, which has been fantastic. And we've gone over time, so I guess we should just wrap up. I think
Laura, can I say one more thing? I forgot. I'm actually on my Instagram live today with a health and safety consultant at 1 o'clock, doing a live about health and safety.
What's your Instagram?
So, Liz McKeon Biz Liz.
Liz McKeon Biz Liz. So
at 1 p.m. and I will be putting the questions that I've been receiving all of last week to a health and safety consultant. So please join me on that at 1 p.m.
Fantastic.
I nearly forgot to say that.
Yeah, definitely tune into that. And we've got a lovely, just to wrap up, I'll just share Karen T's comment where she said that she's a sole trader and it's a bit scary having no team to talk things through. And thank you so much for this. It's nice to feel like I'm not on my own. And I think that's lovely, Liz.
Oh, thank you. You're not on your own.
No, definitely not. We're all here. We're all here together. We're all in it together. It's a great industry to be in, isn't it?
Yeah, and we will get through it together.
We will get through it together. Amazing. Thanks so much, Liz, and thank you everyone for
My
watching.
pleasure.
Well. It's been a fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.